Shini Somara. Now, for most of us, communicating with the human voice is something that we kind of take for granted, but not so with some of the individuals you were able to meet.
Yeah, I was able to meet 3 patients that all have ALS disease. It's a really devastating condition that degenerates the muscles in the body, including those in the vocal cords, so they all lose their ability to speak. But using technology, they were able to communicate with me in a really remarkable way. It was such a deeply moving story to be working on. Let's take a look.
On a snowy day in the off-season, the training camp for the Baltimore Ravens football team seems deserted. But OJ Brigance, the senior advisor to player development, is at his desk, as he is every day.
You come here to work several times a week, and one wouldn't blame you if you wanted to stay at home. What keeps you coming here?
Sure, I could have stayed home and gone into seclusion after my ALS diagnosis, but coming to work is about refusing to give up. If we are isolated from human interaction, our spirit will wither and die.
A driving force on the Ravens' 2001 Super Bowl winning team, OJ was diagnosed with a paralyzing and incurable disease, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, when he was 37 years old, first revealing it to the NFL Network.
They say the average lifespan is 2 to 5 years. I could be dead by the age of 40. Okay, well, what am I going to do with this? You can either lay down and say, woe is me, go in the corner and just let it in. But that's never been my attitude.
ALS, a neurological disorder, is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease and robs the body of almost all its muscular functions.
From Raven rookies to hardened veterans, this building is brimming full of men who appear to have superhuman strength. But no matter who they are, they all agree on one thing, that OJ Brigance is the strongest of them all, despite being unable to move on his own.
Silenced by ALS, OJ remains the voice of locker room inspiration.
OJ, you got something for us?
Get ready for something great. Stay humble and hungry.
Was he always as inspiring as he is today?
OJ, before, was effervescent. His voice is not the same, but I would say it has more power now. People get closer, the huddle becomes tighter, and we all listen for OJ's voice.
OJ speaks through his eyes, gazing at his computer screen to produce a synthesized voice named Mel.
How frustrating is it for you to not hear your own voice?
Frustrating for a while, but I eventually learned to be thankful that I could still communicate at all through the use of technology.
And this is the state of the art of that technology, the Tobii i15, and I got to try it out.
So the camera's found my eyes there? Those 2 spots?
Yes, exactly. What happens is the camera looks how the light is reflecting out of your eye.
Because the computer's sending out infrared rays. All the dark spots in your eye are going to absorb those rays, and all the light spots are going to reflect them back to the computer. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Now calibrated to my gaze, my eyes work the keyboard like fingers. There are almost 2,000 pre-programmed words or phrases that I can choose from, or I can type my own.
Oops. Gosh, it's not easy.
Hello, my name is Shani.
And you probably don't want a male voice.
Hello, my name is Shini.
Hello, my name is Shimmy.
Hello, my name is Shani.
Computer-generated voices have been around for a while, but it's widely recognised that they don't really capture the essence of a person.
Walker, come up here. Come on, boy. Walker, come up here. Come on, boy.
Go get it. A little kiss at the same time?
Holly Ladd has been silenced by her ALS, but Walker still responds to the voice that's always summoned him.
Good dog. You're such a good boy.
Now generated from a Tobii, custom loaded with 840 of her own recordings.
Hi, my name is Holly. It's nice to meet you.
It's lovely to hear you say that.
Diagnosed with ALS 2.5 years ago, Holly started recording her voice about 6 months before she lost the ability to speak, a process called voice message banking.
That was the machine talking. I take no responsibility.
For conversation not banked, Holly must fall back to the computer's voice.
How important is it to you to be able to use your voice that you've banked?
I think that the greater impact is on the listener. So I would ask Joan, It allows for an engagement that using the computer voice, no matter what the words are, doesn't allow for. It's been pretty profound.
Please, just let me finish.
All right, go ahead. You always get the last word.
Hearing her jokes, hearing her comments, hearing her ciao for now, hearing her sort of favorite one-liners.
Forget about it.
The melding of eye-tracking computers and personal voice recording was the brainchild of speech pathologist John Costello of Boston Children's Hospital.
We started with a handheld recorder that would record in .wav file.
That's significant.
I save them on my computer. I go and tag them so that each of them is named for the phrase.
The recordings are uploaded to the computer and assigned to the phrases or category shortcuts, like medical, food, or social.
They are there for the eventuality of someone needing to have their voice because they've lost the ability to speak.
Sure.
Massachusetts artist Nancy Campbell was diagnosed with ALS 4 months ago. Nancy already knows the cruel progression of the disease, having cared for her mother, who died of ALS 31 years ago.
I used to write out on index cards sayings like, "Would you like a glass of water?" Or I would write "smile" on it or "laugh." I realized at that time how important communication was.
Tearfully reluctant at her first recording session with her husband Dan, she changed her tune.
I want a hug.
You can say, "I want a damn hug now."
That's right. Hopefully I'll be able to capture my laugh, my expressions, my things that I want to say to my family.
It is only beginning. Get ready for something great.
The silenced voice of O.J. Brigance often speaks volumes, but O.J. and his wife regret not voice banking.
I miss hearing his natural voice. My husband had a sexy voice before this.
So someone's O has got to go. And this O.J. Brigance is out of here as well.
I didn't fully realize the importance and value of hearing your own words and your own voice. Voice banking is one of the first things I recommend to those newly diagnosed.
Think about recording those legacy messages, deeply personal terms of endearment.
I love you too, Joni.
When you hear that, how does it make you feel?
Well, it chokes me up. Emotional. Happy, sad, bittersweet. Don't want to lose it. And the good news, I guess, about the message banking is I don't have to lose it.
I thank you for everything.
You're very welcome.
One thing that really struck me with this piece is I never really thought how important it is to sound like yourself or laugh like yourself.
Phil, me neither, until I actually got involved with this technology. I mean, it is so crucial to be able to communicate. And I only realized that when I met people like OJ and Holly, because, you know, it's their only form of self-expression. What was really moving for me when I met Holly was that she was talking to me using the synthesized voice. But when she hit on phrases that she had pre-recorded where she was inviting her dog to come fetch a biscuit, you know, her dog responded to her voice. It was so emotional to actually experience, you know, an animal responding to her real voice. And that's when I realized just how crucial this technology is.